In our dialogue, the number 3 issue the leaders agreed was not enough space to connect with ourselves and others. Here, Aideen Cardiff, Head of Enterprises of Microsoft Ireland, shares the top ideas to fix it.
So our challenge was to think about how we might take time to connect with ourselves and create the space for creativity, art, ideas and innovation. I probably haven't nailed that, I don't have it exactly, but that's kind of the theme that we talked through. So we had 4 ideas around how we might approach that. And the first was really about encouraging strategies for positivity. And I suppose that's about really being balanced in terms of, how we view our what's happening in the world, what's happening in our organizations, or what's happening in the moment. Flip more towards the positive, and then focus more on the solutioning and taking a practical approach of what's possible. So I suppose leaning towards encouraging solutioning. And the second was, as leaders, to take the lead ourselves and actually be intentional in setting up the times in our diaries and agendas for that creativity, and to be totally transparent with your team. So I think that came on the back of Carl sharing the experience that he'd had about being away. It was a 4-day excursion of yoga and self-discovery by the sounds of things, and I'm raging, I missed it, it sounded great. But that wouldn't happen unless Katrina, as the leader, invested and was courageous by taking everybody out of the environment to create that space. And the third was establish support for us as leaders. And I think, we're all aware of this model, coach care. I suppose that's the term that we would use in Microsoft, but that is what it is that you lead from the front, I suppose. And in order to do that as leaders and make the change, we do need support. We're here today, and support within our work, but also support in a forum such as this. And then the last one was really about acknowledging that we don't always see what's going on beneath for others. And we used the whole idea of the iceberg image, and how we might do that is about lowering our own boundaries to make it safe to speak about what's happening in your own lives, and to be courageous in asking people where it might normally not have been the case. Ask them about how they're doing, or congratulate people on birthdays or births of babies or whatever. Being more human.